Okay, let's get right to it. Tom Cruise as Maverick. He wasn't quite a full blown superstar yet when Top Gun came out, but this movie turned him into a global action icon overnight. His obsession with doing his own dangerous stunts basically started right here. 36 years later, in 2022, he stepped back into the same character for Top Gun. Maverick, which became the biggest commercial hit of his entire career. 2025 was a massive year for him. He played Ethan Hunt for the final time in Mission Impossible. The Final Reckoning received the US Navy's highest civilian honor in London back in December 2024, and it's now confirmed he's signed on for Top Gun 3. On the scandal side, the one topic that's followed him his entire career is his commitment to Scientology and how aggressively he's defended it at times. His marriages to Nicole Kidman and Katie Holmes, and especially the way those marriages ended, have also stayed in tabloid headlines for years. He was married to Kidman for 11 years between 1990 and 2001, and to Holmes for 6 years between 2006 and 2012. He divorced both of them and isn't married to anyone right now. Tom Cruise is currently 64 years old. Kelly McGillis as Charlie. I think she has the heaviest real life story on this entire list. Back in 1982, while she was still studying acting at Juilliard 2, men broke into her New York apartment and sexually assaulted her at knife point. Her girlfriend was also a victim in that same attack. It's hard to even imagine how something like that shapes the rest of someone's life. Top Gun turned her into one of the biggest stars of the 80s, but right at the peak of her fame, she chose to step away from Hollywood. She ran a restaurant in Florida, then worked full time at drug and alcohol rehabilitation centers, so behind the scenes, she was building a life that was arguably far more real than anything in front of a camera. In 2009, she came out as gay in an interview she'd already been with her partner Melanie Leese for a decade at that point, and they entered a civil union in New Jersey in 2010, staying together for 3 years before splitting in 2013. Before that, she'd been married twice. Both marriages ended in divorce. Then, in 2016, a woman broke into her North Carolina home and assaulted her. McGillis was found bruised and scratched, and she later said the incident led her to get a concealed carry permit. She's 69, now teaching private acting classes in Asheville, and isn't married to anyone. When asked why she wasn't in Top Gun Maverick, she simply said she was never asked back and that she wasn't bothered by it. Val Kilmer as Iceman. This is the heaviest segment on the list for me because he's no longer with us. After building an unforgettable career with The Doors' Tombstone and Batman Forever, Kilmer was diagnosed with throat cancer in 2014, but he kept it private for years, only revealing it publicly in a Reddit AMA in 2017. The tracheotomies he underwent left him with almost no natural voice. Despite that, he returned as Iceman in 2022's Top Gun Maverick, with his voice recreated using AI since he could no longer speak the way he used to. Just imagine handing your own voice over to artificial intelligence to step back on screen. I honestly think that's one of the most emotional moments of his entire career. He passed away on April 1, 2025 in Los Angeles at 65. According to his death certificate, the official cause was pneumonia with underlying causes, including acute respiratory failure and squamous cell carcinoma at the base of the tongue alongside malnutrition and complications from his tracheostomy. Tom Cruise held a moment of silence in his honor at CinemaCon. Kilmer had been married once before to Joanne Whalley. The marriage lasted 8 years between 1988 and 1996 before they divorced. He wasn't married to anyone when he died. Anthony Edwards as Goose. That tragic crash scene in Top Gun still lives in everyone's memory, arguably the most emotional moment in the entire film. Afterward, Edwards hit the peak of his career playing Dr. Mark Green on ER, a role that earned him a Golden Globe and 4 SAG Awards plus 2 Emmys as an executive producer on Temple Grandin and My Louisiana Sky. There's an interesting personal detail here too. He married Jeanine Lobel in 1994, staying married for 21 years. They divorced in 2015 and had 4 kids together. Afterward, he quietly married Mar Winningham in 2021, his co-star from ER and a friend of 35 years, saying they were too old to throw a wedding, they're still married. He's still quite active today. In 2025, he returned to Broadway and was nominated for Outstanding Lead Performer Off-Broadway at the Outer Critics Circle Awards for The Counter. Anthony Edwards is currently 64 years old.
Tom Skerritt as Viper, one of the most senior names on this list. Born in 1933, he's appeared in over 170 film and TV productions since 1962. He broke out with MASH, played Captain Dallas in Alien, and in Top Gun took on the mentor role that gave the young cast a sense of credibility. He's 92 now and still shows up for fan meet and greets, and honestly, I think that alone is an achievement at this age. In 2022, he received the honorary Mary Pickford Award from the International Press Academy. There's no major scandal or tabloid story tied to his name, which makes his story one of the calmest on this list. He's been married 3 times. His first marriage to Charlotte Shanks lasted 15 years between 1957 and 1972. His second to Sue Oran also lasted 15 years between 1977 and 1992. Both ended in divorce. His third marriage to Julie Tokashiki has lasted since 1998. They're still together. Michael Ironside as Jester. One of cinema's most recognizable tough guy and villain actors' roles in Total Recall and Starship Troopers cemented that image. Behind the scenes, though, his story is far more difficult. He battled and survived multiple types of cancer, including bowel, prostate, and thyroid cancer, largely keeping it private. He appeared in Nobody in 2021, Hulu's The Dropout in 2022, and most recently narrated HBO's Barry in the film Late Night with the Devil in 2023. Born in 1950, he's been married to his wife, Karen Dinwiddie, since 1986. They've been together for over 40 years and have 2 children. Michael Ironside is currently 76 years old. Meg Ryan as Carol. After her small but memorable role in Top Gun, she became the queen of 90s rom-coms with When Harry Met Sally and Sleepless in Seattle. Her career slowed down in the early 2000s. That's the same period as the tabloid rumors around an affair with Russell Crowe and image-defying roles like In the Cut, and it also lines up with the end of her 9-year marriage to Dennis Quaid. She stepped away from Hollywood for a while and moved toward directing and producing instead. In 2023, she made her return after an 8-year hiatus with What Happens Later, which she also wrote and directed herself. In 2025, it was announced she'd star alongside Natalie Portman and Mark Ruffalo in Lena Dunham's Netflix film Good Sex, so she's genuinely back in the mix. Her net worth is estimated at around $85 million, with real estate investments contributing significantly to that. She hasn't remarried since Dennis Quaid and is currently 64 years old.